Hello and welcome back to Football Kentron, the only English language podcast dedicated to Armenian football. I am joined here today by the usual suspects, Chadens, Armen, and Tito, but we also have a very, very special guest. Joining us today is FFA Executive Committee member and head of all of Armenia's women's football department, Anna Tadevosyan. Hi, Anna. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you today?
Hi, thank you. Thank you for inviting. I'm good. Thank you.
So we're just going to ask you some questions. It's not an interrogation. We just want to know more about you and want to know more about Armenian football because, you know, of course, we all have that mutual interest in wanting it to just flourish. And I think we've been seeing a lot of that lately. So we kind of want to pick your brain a little bit and figure out what's going on behind the scenes. So let's start with the basics so that the audience can get to know you. What's your current position at the Football Federation, and what is it exactly that you do?
I am the member of the Executive Committee. I was elected 2 years ago in 2019 in December when the new president was elected alongside with him. Before that, I was in 2018. I was appointed as the head of Women Football Unit. So now in Executive Committee, I am basically overseeing the Women Football with the head of Women Football Unit, Lilith Muradyan. We together basically creating programs and developing women football in Armenia. Before that, a little about me. I worked in Shirak Football Club as a press officer. So I was with Shirak since 2011. So I worked for 7 years with the club, and I'm from Gyumri. So I lived there till 1999. So this club is was in my childhood all the time, and this club is like my second family. So I worked there for a long time. But I've never played football, so I was watching football with my dad all the time. I played basketball, but never football. But now I am like true football fan. I don't know anything like professionally, so I don't know tactics, all the stuff, but I love football. I watch it all the time, and now I am basically managing football, so I know everything around football and, as you said, behind the scenes. So this is very little about me, but I'm not. My profession is totally different. I am a Russian language specialist, so this is nothing to do with football, but sports has been in my life since I was 10 years old playing basketball. So this is where sports took me from 10 years to the member of executive committee in the federation. So this is why I'm also doing I'm a delegate for Premier League men's matches here in Armenia. So, and soon I will be the venue director in UEFA matches from the group stage, Champions League, Conference League, Women's Champions League, and Europa League. So.
Wow. So you wear a lot of hats. You do a lot of different things.
That's a big wow.
Yeah. How do you do all this stuff? Where do you find the time?
You know when the job is a hobby, when you love it, so you can find the time. Oh, like it's not the problem because you do what you love, so that's the main thing.
That's
100% gotta agree there.
Yeah, that's good. I totally agree. I think for wrapping this maybe back to us, we do this because it's a hobby, because we love to do it, and I can tell you this has nothing to do with what we do as a job.
I can imagine.
Okay. So next question, Chadens, you got something, right?
Yeah, we wanted to ask, after Shirak, you went to work for the FFA straight away. How did this happen? Like, how did they contact you, and how did the whole process take place for you to get to national scale?
Yeah, that was very interesting. So I started helping in women football in Gyumri team in 2015. And then that year, I met the Peace Corps volunteers that were trying to create, teams in very far villages, like a village like Tef in Sunik region. So I met them, we talked, and I started to help them in terms of forming the teams, how, the league will work and all the stuff. And in 2016, we opened NGO Girls of Armenian Leadership Soccer, goals, together. So I was at that time president of the NGO. And so for 2 years, till 2018, I was in Women Football. We created leagues in 8 regions of Armenia. At that time, with the previous management, people are different. They did not see any development in women football. So the federation was not very excited to do stuff for the development. And goals were there to help the girls to play. Find the girls, to create safe spaces for them, to create opportunities for them to play in leagues. So we created this. And in 2018, when the changes came to the federation and new leadership came, and they wanted to separate women football, so they contacted me, and I was, you will not believe, but I was in Yangon in Myanmar. So the current general secretary contacted me. Yeah, and he said, we want you to be head of women football because we think women football, we think about you. So I was invited. I came, and it was really good because the leadership is really very helpful, and the president, vice president, general secretary, and I think we will never get where we are now without their help, because it's essential when the leadership believes what you do, and they don't separate women and men football, because there's no difference really. I mean, that's not nothing. So that was how I entered to the Football Federation. And then after a year of working there as the head of Women Football Unit, I was elected as a member of Executive Committee. So that's the story.
Wow, that's brilliant. It's a nice journey in a way. Like, it's a very long journey.
Yeah.
Very long, yeah. Very long, yeah.
Okay, so moving on to Armenian National Team. We've seen an exponential improvement in women's national team and women's football in general in Armenia. So, what can you tell us about the current situation of it, and perhaps the overall plans for the future?
Yeah. So women's football in Armenia, it's a long, long story like mine. They started in 1987, first team, and then they went through all, the collapse of Soviet Union and everything, but they kept the teams. And the national team, as for Armenia, was created in 2003, and they started to participate in different, qualifiers, Euro, World Cup. And the national team was stopped. Last game they played, it was official game. They played, it was in 2011. And then they stopped the national team. So when I came, alongside with the development projects that we have for the little girls, my main idea was to renew the national team, because without girls knowing where they will go when they grow up, you cannot build a program, because you need to show them the clear pathway where they can go. So then in 2020, we decided to open the national team, but with totally new vision, because we invited diaspora Armenians, the girls who play mostly in LA, because I travel very often to LA, so I had contacts and I could find Nancy, for example. Rita was there, again, Kavin, Naivi, a couple of girls from LA. So I met them, I met the parents, and we decided to invite them. It was in 2019, in April, I was in US, so I met all of them. And main thing that what happened then in March 2019, I was in a seminar for UEFA. It was seminars for women's football, so I was there. And I was in Frankfurt, where Maral is living. So I went and I met Maral, and I met the parents, and I explained them that this is totally a new federation. We're just creating the national team, and you should come. So she came. And this is how we decided that we need to do a mixed team. We have very good players in Armenia, but we need, for creating a strong team, we need more. So now we have, 6 players from US. We have rest Armenians. We have Maral. We have, our goalie is Ukrainian. She's not Armenian, but she accepted the Armenian citizenship. Yeah, because we are very short in goalies. It's a big problem. But now we are very hopeful because we have very good goalies. So the national team was recreated and we played this first friendly game with Lithuania last year, just before the pandemic, 2 days before lockdown. We played that games, and was what was interesting, because the girls, they just met. It was like 3 days practice before the games, and everybody was sure,
Wow.
again, okay, they will lose big, and nobody cared and all the stuff. But everybody came to the game because it's new. Nobody saw Americans playing, so they came. First game we lost 1-0, but we played very well. And the second game it was 1-1, and everybody started to believe that, yeah, there is future. It's not immediate, because nothing you can build immediate. It needs time. You need to be patient, and you need to, build it very carefully, because it's very important and very hard job. So, and then because of pandemic, we stopped, and then we decided to do this tournament with FIFA gave FIFA relief money for the COVID. And then we decided to do this Our Game tournament, which was the, break through everything, because for a couple of weeks, everybody were talking only about, this tournament. They were interviewing the players. Everybody knew the players. They were stopping them on the streets. They recognized them in the restaurant. This was never happened before. So the tournament helped a lot, and the fact that we did not lose a single game, it was really good, because we really have a good team. And then the World Cup qualifiers draw happened, and we got very tough group because we are playing with very developed women football nations, which is Norway, Belgium and Poland. They play for 25 years. They know each other. They mostly from the same clubs. And, Norway has players in Barcelona. They just got the Champions League. They won the Champions League. So, I mean, it's tough, but we are on the way of creating something big. So we need to be patient. We are not afraid of any opponent. We are preparing. We started already to prepare for first game, which is September 16 against Norway in Oslo. And I'm very confident that this team, with U17, U19 that we have, in a couple of years, will be a very competitive team, because we are on the right way. We are creating very good players. And as we see our U17 a couple of days ago, we have very good players. So in 2023, when this World Cup qualifiers will finish and we'll prepare for Euro, I think we'll be very competitive and very hard to beat. So this is where the nation.
Yeah.
Well, you're literally building. You're literally thinking long term, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps.
We just launched women football strategy, which is first time ever. With help of UEFA, and we had amazing mentors from UK and Russia. They helped us a lot, and we created an amazing document. It's 5-year strategy, and it's very long term, and it's step by step showing how we'll get there, how we will do this to get there. So I think that if you don't think big and you don't know the steps, there's nothing you can do in life. So this is how we are building this.
So I just want to quickly get your thoughts on the World Cup qualifying groups. You had mentioned there's Norway, Belgium, Poland, Albania, and Kosovo. A lot of scary teams in there. And we asked Rita this question already, and she dodged it very slyly. But where, in your eyes, or maybe in the Federation's eyes, what do you consider to be a successful qualifying campaign this time around?
This time around will be a draw with one of them, winning against Kosovo will be good. So scoring goals will be good. Playing nicely will be good. Not scared or not to play or whatever. So this is like first steps, like a baby doing the first steps, trying to walk. This is what we do now. So this will be like, if we score 1 goal, it will be amazing. If we win against, I don't know, Kosovo or Albania, it will be good. If we score against Belgium, it will be perfect. So this kind of stuff, it's a small steps that we need to take. We cannot just say, oh, okay, yeah, we'll go and win 10-0 against Norway. No, it will not happen because we know the difference, you know. They play in professional leagues for a long, long time. We are just creating team. We are bringing back the players that quit football already, like Ani Sarkisyan. She did not play for 2 years, but we convinced her to come back. She's amazing. She played in Michigan. Everybody knows her in US, how she was great. She was in the pool of US national team. So this is how we create. We brought back Christina Mangasayan. She played AEK like in 3-4 years ago in Sweden. So we are trying to bring back the players that were great. We give them training. We try to put them in the teams. So this is very small steps that we are taking. So we need to be very realistic what we have. And now I think that this is very realistic, the steps that we'll take now.
And before you said about COVID happening, like starting the lockdown, starting right before you started starting this new campaign, long-term development. What's your advice regarding taking a new step and proceeding in football?
You know, it's my advice is never give up. So whatever happens, you need to take it how it is. Be flexible and try to not to panic, but try to find the ways how you can get over it, how you can beat it. So COVID, what we did not stop during the COVID, you know. We organized Zoom calls with national team players. We invited Brandy Chastain to talk with national team players on Zoom. So we did stuff. We never stopped. And after 2 months, when here the lockdown, you know, Armenia never had COVID. We are open, no mask and all this stuff. We started to do the programs, you know. Actually, we played the final of the Premier League, girls, women Premier League. So we start to do stuff. We found the ways to do it. You know, all Europe, when we talked with UEFA, their members, they said, oh, it's COVID, it's lockdown, we don't do anything. But we never stop because we don't have this time to stop. You know, this is the momentum is now and we need to be there because there are opportunities. There is help from FIFA and UEFA. So there's help from diaspora, you know. We need to take it and never be, you know, say that, oh, I'm tired, I cannot do this. No. There is no, because you can do everything. There is nothing that you cannot do. And we need to go through this, you know. We need to build this now because this is the time. You know, Europe is developing the women's football and we are there. So we need to be one of them, not the last ones. You know, we need to be like in the middle and to go towards the first places. And when, you know, this very interesting story how the strategy happened because UEFA did a call for the writing the helping with the writing of strategies, and we applied, and it was only 5 national associations that will be selected to write the strategy, and there was 20 national associations from 55 who applied. And we were in the 5 who won it. So after that, we understood that we are not, you know, the last place. No, we just need to apply. We just need to communicate. Just need to go forward. And we are, by the way, one of the first national association who made the licensing for men's Premier League teams to have women team. None of them had this, in the licensing. If they don't have the women team, they will not get licensed to play in men's Premier League. So we are the first one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we are the first one who did it, and now everybody is starting to implement this. And UEFA will.
That's good.
Next year. Yeah. So,
awesome. Setting an example.
Yeah. So this is how we understood that we need to be there. We need to catch the momentum and never give up. Never said we are tired. No. This is not our thing, so we just go forward.
speaking about the women's national team, why was Armen Sanamyan appointed as the head coach? Like, what were the factors that led to his appointment?
So when we started with Manu Sarkisian, and then as we started, he had a job in Kazakhstan men's team at Irau, which was in the first league. So they were aiming to go in the Premier League of Kazakhstan, and so it happened right before our tournament, and he
that's a very Armenian club.
Yeah. Yeah. He signed another contract with them, and it was hard for him, to travel all the time back and forth, and the club was not very happy with that. So we decided that for him, for now, it's better to be with his team because, we understand that the salaries are different and the approach and, maybe his future is different, so we don't know. And then we asked Armen Sanamyan to be. He never was in women football. He never even imagined that he can be in women football or even, practice or even, watch women football. But we are now very happy that he agreed. And now he's going to all our programs. He's watching U10 playing football at his selected talent groups. So I think that we did a very good choice with Armen Sanamyan. And he started now to practice with national team players who are here, who free or on vacation or clubs did not start practices yet. He's doing this every day. So I think that he's an amazing addition to our group.
Yeah, he got us a 5-game undefeated spree.
Yeah, correct.
That's not small. That's good.
Yeah,
I would say.
So before we move on, we would also like to highlight a concern raised to us from our Greek friends at Hellas Footy Podcast. What would you say are the biggest challenges that aspiring female footballers face in Armenia?
The stereotypes, the traditions, and the people trying to understand why girls should play football. But now, last 2 years, what we did, they are changing. They are changing their minds. They are changing their perception. They are seeing women football, differently. And it's hard job, but it will not happen, quickly because, it's traditional. But we did small revolutions in different regions. For example, nobody ever will thought that in Gerarkunik region, girls will play football, that the parents will let them play football. We have teams from, border villages like Chambarak. They don't have even boys team playing in the league. And now in Gerarkunik region, we have 16 teams, different age groups. And there's like around 160 girls playing football. So this is how we change. This is how we give the opportunities to the kids, to the girls, to see that they can do it. They can play football, and they take it. And now we don't have like lots of problems with parents that they don't let them come to practice, come to the games. We have in Aragazotan region, there was nothing happening, nothing for many, many years. It's where Aparan is, as Aragat's mountain is. Now we have 5 girls team. And a couple of days ago, we did a festival for 7 to 12 years old, and we had 110 girls participating with the parents. And the parents told me that, now we know it's beautiful. We let our girls to play. So this is, again, will not happen overnight. You need to work for it. You need to, overcome these challenges. You need to face the challenges to understand that this is a problem. We have this kind of stuff, the understanding from the parents, from the society, from the media, by the way. It's not like, I'll not say that media is covering football like crazy. No, it's not true. But we need this. We need to attract media. We need to attract the sponsors. We need to work on this. But for now, what we do and we will do for next 2 years, it's bringing the girls, every girl who wants to play, to give the opportunity to play. So this is what we are trying to do now. And then I think we'll start to work, it's in our strategy, on the sponsorship, on the media covering different, leagues, projects, kids playing. We just did the, FIFA program, U12 League. It's called Dream League. We have 63 teams from all 10 regions plus Yerevan, almost 800 girls only in U12. And nobody is covering that. So I think that this is big for the countries like us to have, like in one season, this amount of new registered players and this amount of the teams. By the way, we have, FIFA, UEFA writing about this. Our website, Federation is channels writing, posting all the time, nice stuff. But it's not in mass media. Nobody's writing this, but you should. They write only about national team when they win or lose or something like this. When Nancy comes, we are very glad because Nancy is one of our ambassadors. We need her to be highlighted everywhere. We need Nancy, we need Maral, we need Ola, our captain, to be highlighted everywhere. But we need also media to pay attention on the youth because this is the future. If we don't have the youth teams and we don't have this youngster playing football, we will not have national team. So it's not like they born 20 years old. You need to pay attention on the small kids, but nobody cares. So I think that this is the challenges that we face now. But I think that this is, again, it takes time for media to understand. It takes time to see that the value. We need to put this value there. We need to do more. We need to, be before, like, to highlight this everywhere, to be everywhere in the villages, in the cities, so everybody can see it. If media is not promoting us, we should promote ourselves. So this are the challenges.
The U14 was 400, right? The U14. I think it's 400 kids. Was it?
U14, yeah.
Yeah, the women's.
We have U14 in 4 regions. But we every season will do 2 more regions. So the idea will be to have in all the regions U10, U12, U14, and from next year U16, and then Premier League. So this is the pathway that we created for the girls to grow.
So talking about media and massive media, the Federation has this week announced a new partnership alongside other UEFA federations with sports broadcasting and media company DAZN.
This is for Women's Champions League only. So this is UEFA because they changed the UEFA Women's Champions League, the format. And now they have new partners, new sponsors. So they have DAZN and YouTube, which will broadcast all the Women's Champions League games. And everybody can watch it for free. This is amazing. Again, UEFA also, they cannot jump with the steps. So they do small steps towards the development. And what they are doing, changing the Women's Champions League, this is amazing. And by the way, our champion FC Hayasa, they draw Anderlecht, Belgium. So
wow.
This was a little bit very unfortunate draw for them because they are preparing really very good. They have foreigners, they have good coach, they are doing everything right. But, again, this is a new team, not even 1 year old, and Anderlecht, 20 years of history and playing Champions League all the time. So we just need to be patient in everywhere.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, and we get Belgium in the qualifiers as a national team, so there's a good idea of how to play them. But for us, the average diasporan, the listener, anyone, Armenian or not, who just wants to help out and support the FFA and help develop football as a whole in Armenia. How would you think would be the best way to do it?
The best way for us now is finding the players for different age groups who are Armenians, for U17, U19, and the national team, because we still need the very strong players. And we know if, the last name is not Armenian, we cannot ever know that they're Armenians. For example, our U17 goalie, her last name is De Cruyff. So if it was, we are lucky that we found out that mother is Armenian. So now she came and she's amazing. I mean, she is 15 years old. But again, Sanamyan wants her to be third goalie for our national team because she's really great. So we need from diaspora to be like our ears, our eyes everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's US, it's France, Cyprus. So wherever you are, whenever you hear about girl Armenian playing football, just let us know because it's very important for us to bring all together. And we are trying to do also different projects with diaspora because it's not like we are asking for funds. No, it's not like this because we have from FIFA and UEFA. But if we want to really do the breakthrough and develop quickly and we see the opportunity, we need to find the ways to do projects, with diaspora, with helping of our programs. And national teams, they have everything. But we are trying to also to do a different approach. For example, we are thinking maybe we bring in February when we have FIFA window to bring them to LA to play against some CONCACAF teams, and it will be very different because all diaspora will come and see the girls playing, which is different understanding because they always go to watch US women's football team, but now they have their own Armenian national team, and we can bring them, to them, and then they can see them playing. I think that's this kind of projects that we will need diaspora to help.
Definitely. I mean, I think, building on this answer, there's a couple of important things. First off, I think a national team game in Glendale would be full stadium, full house. That's no question.
There's no stadium in Glendale. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Anywhere near that. But seriously speaking, though,
Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Yeah.
She knows her stuff. That's amazing. She knows more than you are. So yeah, it would give the girls a lot of visibility, much needed visibility. It will build assets, networking, a lot. That's a great call, and we're full behind it, and hopefully it will happen. And second, going back to what you said about, for instance, building on Mara, like using the example of Mara not having an actual Yan at the end of the last name. There's several Armenian national team players that didn't have or don't have the Yan. For instance, in the men's national team, Balekyan is actually half Armenian. Ararat, Yurchenko, Çalışı, and that's the importance of what you said. Having the diaspora be you guys, for you guys are the ears, and I love that for you. I love that for us. That would be amazing.
I give you a job now, wherever you hear or you search for. For example, I found the girl Francesca Khachaturian for U17. She's amazing defender and midfielder. I found online in US Development Academy website. I was just going through all the teams, like thousands of teams, and whenever I find Jan, I was just talking to the coach. So this is how I found her, and she is great. I mean, she's a great player, amazing person, and she's what we need for our national teams. But I'm sure that there were many that our mothers are Armenians, and I could not even imagine that they are. So I think for you, when you see the games or whatever, just let us know.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot on
We're
that
here for that.
actually. It's difficult. It's kind of difficult to find that. Yeah, we kind of struggle with that too, because we also try to find online players to connect with them, to try to as Football Kentron, because we're not just a podcast. We're more of uniting, getting players and also fans to show more interest, to show that we exist, not just during the wins, we won the game, let's all celebrate. It's more about the passion. We're wearing that chest on our chest, the lion and the eagle for a purpose.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than that. And also speaking of
We're
like
building
Armenia,
bridges.
yeah, that's the most important thing, unity. And speaking about Armenia, in regards to football, is there any technological advancements, shall we say, that are being introduced from the FFA to be used in football? Like companies or something in Armenia that are being used in the FFA for technological advancements in football, like any kind of analytical companies or.
We are using, but that's not based in Armenia. We are using, all the national teams are using Instat Football, which is giving basically the analysis of the individual players, the game, the videos, everything. So men's national team has lots of technologies because of Javier and Pablo. They are amazing, great, professionals. And we saw in the games. So I think it's also it's Caparros and our boys that win. But without Javier and Pablo, I don't think that it will be possible, because, Javier is amazing fitness coach. He was with Real Madrid for a very long time. And Pablo is an amazing physiotherapist that can, heal, cure anybody with any injury. So he's great.
The magic
so
touch.
And we see the results with the men's national team. It's amazing what we have. So I think that, again, it will not happen quickly, but we're trying to bring in in football all the new technologies that everybody is using, all developed countries is using, and so that's why I think that we will be there. We are not there yet, so we don't have all this fancy stuff, but with these two guys, Pablo and Javier, I think that soon we'll have what we need. Not only, tactically, technically, Caparros what he's doing, but also science will help us to build the teams.
Well, speaking of fancy technologies, the news came out today that the Armenian Premier League is going to be incorporating VAR starting this season. So is that
this season?
Next season?
Next season, because it's very long implementation. It will take around 8 months, because you need to install all these cameras. You need to do the VAR zones in the stadiums. You need to have the rooms and all this, cables. It's like a very long stuff. But next season, hopefully, it will be installed and we'll have it.
Is that going to include for the women's league as well?
No,
not for the women's league.
Women's league is not that good yet, because we're just building. We have only 2 teams for now that competing really good. They are playing good football, competing each other for the Champions League. But hopefully in 2-3 years we'll have 6, 7. We are planning to have eventually in 2025 10 teams. They will compete, and then we will be able to use all the technologies for Women League as well. But for now, it's not that good, the league, to do so.
Okay, well, this was great. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to shift outside of football and just to get to know you a little bit more. So the first question I have for you is, this might be a difficult one, or it could be very easy. But what does being Armenian mean to you?
I'm proud. I like it. I don't know. I never thought that I can be, any other nationality because I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm Armenian. I'm proud that we have this history. I don't like to live with the past, but I'm proud what we had, and I'm proud that I can build on what we have. But I'm proudly wearing the chest. I'm proud of my, the flag, and a little bit I will change the anthem, but but anyway, really, I like to be Armenian.
Yeah, I mean we're not perfect,
Yeah, we are not. I know we are far from
Well,
perfect, but I like.
who isn't? Who is? And you're helping a lot with what you're doing, because we on Football Kentron like to focus on nation building, and we strongly and firmly believe that the women's national team and the women's department of the FFA is not just doing a great work practically, but it's also ideally part of what we're looking for.
That the most important, we are trying to use football as a social tool to change the lives of the girls, because in that villages, I don't know if you have been in Armenia and saw the villages, but they don't do much. From 12 years old, they work in their farms, they help the parents, and there's no future. The future is like they go to 18 and they get married. So we are trying to use football to show them that beside their village, there is another village next to them. There is a capital, Yerevan. There is opportunity. There is opportunity to play in national team, to go abroad, to travel. Mm-hmm. We are trying to use football for the social component. And I think that this is the most important, because let's say from 2,000 girls, only 50 will become professionals if we are lucky. But the rest will change their lives. They'll go to study. They'll see other countries. They'll have more friends. They'll not say, oh, okay, I'm 18, I need to get married. No, they need to have lives. So I think that it will help our country, Armenia, to change the society, to change the mentality. So this is what we do. We're just using football as a tool.
Perfect. That's perfect, because culture is not you either have everything or nothing. It can be improved, and it should be improved, and we agree. But we would like to know, what do you like the most about Armenia?
Difficult questions. I like people. I don't know. I like people. I like people. I like nature. So I like what we have in Armenia. We have lots of amazing places that nobody knows and nobody goes. And I even never visited, but because of pandemic, so I know now Armenia better than I used to. So I like everything.
I've got a question with about your days at Chirac. You used to work with the FIFA-sponsored Youth Sports Academy complex, which is based in Gyumri. What's the current state of the complex? Is it still running, or is there anything new about it?
No, it belongs to Chirac, and Chirac has boys teams, girls teams practicing there. It's Federation has contract with Chirac till 2022, and then we'll see.
Is the FFA holding some camps or anything of some sort during the summer for kids to join and play football just to pass time?
The one with Jorkaev.
Something similar. Yeah.
Jorkaev did. It's a FIFA Foundation program, and it's a new program. Yeah. And because of Jorkaev, it started first in Armenia, and we are very lucky with
beautiful.
That. Yeah, and No, we are not doing camps because, Yerevan Academy is the only one that has hotel rooms. And we have there lots of camps with our lots of, youth national teams. And we have now, like Arat Armenia having a camp there in our academy. So it's very busy. The academy is like crazy busy because we have it's small numbers of rooms and we don't have enough time. But we are not doing camps for the kids like from other places. But in our unit, Women's Football Unit, we are organizing festivals. We will have soon football caravan going to every single village in every single direction that we have, to Mehri, to Babra, to Gyumri, and all the way to Varteni. So we'll do all the directions. We'll go to all the regions. We'll go to small villages. We're trying to show them what they can do. And we are bringing our ambassadors, which means our national team players with us and the coaches.
I think, I don't mean to overhype or anything like that. I'm trying to be as professional as possible. But the way I see it is that there's a resemblance with the Ajax total football system. The way they started producing players was this way. They started finding players, getting them ready, preparing them, getting them ready in technical aspects, fully focusing on football. There's a mentality that I see here, and it's very, very exciting to hear.
The thing that we when we started with goals, we understood that the potential is in the regions because they are really very strong girls. They are really eager to play and eager to win and eager to learn. So that's why we continued the same, and we are all the time in the regions. And one of the pillars in our strategy is we have talent groups. So we will have talent groups in all the regions. Now we started in 4 regions like a pilot. We have U12 and U14. Every team will have 12, 15 girls from that league that we do. So we'll create these talent groups, and they are already started to practice with the program that Sanamyan gave to them, coaches that Sanamyan trained and in touch with them all the time. And the idea is to have in a couple of years the pool of the players for national teams, for U17 national team. And I think when they come in a couple of years, they'll be totally ready to play for U17 with the same approach, with the same philosophy, with the same tactics that they learned. And we will have like 120 kids to choose 24 to play in U17. So this is the idea, and I think that we already started. You will not see the results soon, but after 2023, it will be visible.
Well, Anna, we have gotten to the final portion of our interview. It's the lightning round. You're going to get 10 questions, and they're going to be asked to you quick. Answer them quick, whatever pops in your head. Chadens is going to lead this one. Chadens, take it away.
Okay.
All right. Favorite player ever?
Drogba.
Ooh. Favorite club team?
Favorite
club team?
Chelsea.
Oh, okay. That's why Drogba.
Now it adds up.
Your favorite hobby?
What I do now. Change life.
Yeah. Best pitch, stadium, or overall game environment ambience you ever felt, and why?
I was in Camp Nou in Barcelona when I first entered. I was huge. I was big, and I went with my parents. And my father's dream was to see the game of Barcelona because he's a big fan. So I did this, and when we entered the stadium, it was Barcelona-Valencia game. So it was crazy. It was amazing.
Nice one. Favorite food?
Chicken. everything with chicken.
Your favorite music? It could be any band, singer, genre, anything.
I like very much. This is a Russian. She's Russian. With my sister, we're crazy for her since 2000. It's Yeva Polna. She's amazing. I like just her voice, her how she thinks. So.
A very tough one. Your favorite place in the world? Could be a tough one. Yeah.
I have many because I traveled a lot, but when I went to Cape Town in 2019, South Africa, so I understood that this is the place that I like the most because it has mountains, it has oceans, it has everything what I like. So.
Wow, beautiful. If you got to meet anyone in world history, dead or alive, football related or not, who would it be and why?
Ellen DeGeneres. I almost
wow.
did this. I almost did that, but I was 2% short and I stayed behind the scenes. So in the show, I went in Burbank. So I like her. I like how she's helping people. I like how kind she is. And really, this is my dream, like to spend one day with Ellen DeGeneres.
And she likes Armenians too.
Yeah.
Your biggest accomplishment professionally and or personally?
Professionally, I think I wanted as many girls to play, again, related to the girls playing football, as many girls playing football as I can. It's not there yet, but I think in 2 years to have 2,000 girls in Armenia playing football, it's accomplishment and it's still growing. And personally, so this is it was my dream when I first time entered to UEFA building in Lyon, 2012, just to be somehow related to UEFA. And now I am appointed as a venue director, so I'll be basically like UEFA employee for the games. So this was, for now, it's my biggest accomplishment.
Wow, that's amazing, and it's still going. That's the amazing part. And last question: in your experience, what would you say as advice to young Armenian women everywhere?
I want Armenian women, girls, to dream big, and to be sure that they will achieve their dreams, and never give up. Be strong. Never listen to anybody who says you can't do this because you are a woman, you are a girl. This is not true. This is opposite. Then you can do it because you are a girl and you will do it better than anybody else.
Wow. All right. Thank you. That was amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, for doing this interview. I know it's Saturday. Kickoff for England and Ukraine is in 1 minute, so I'm sure you have your TV on right now. Quick last question. Who's going to win the Euros?
I think Italy.
You think Italy?
I've never seen the team like like this. It's like they are not Italians, but they are.
They're not playing defensive. Well, hopefully we could watch the men's and women's national team in a major tournament very, very soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Qatar!
No one's going to jinx it. No one's going to talk about it. All right. Well, Anna, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else that you'd like to add? Any sort of campaign, events, social media, anything you want to go ahead and promote while you're here?
Just follow FFA pages, channels, because we are trying to put nice stuff there for women's football as well. And I just want to thank you for this opportunity to talk with diaspora. Thank you.
Well, thanks to you. Look, we're putting positive energy out there, and we're getting positive energy back, and we're loving it, and we're running away with it. Well, thank you again, Anna, for coming on. Don't forget to follow all the FFA pages. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because they literally live stream every single game on there, which is insane. And I wish every league did that. So do that, please. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias if you haven't already. And this is going to be it for today. On behalf of all the boys and Anna, goodbye.